The latest we have from the state media here is that it was an Airbus 321, and that it was carrying 224 people. That's 217 passengers and 7 crew. It was on flight from Sharm el-Sheikh in the Sinai, a holiday destination, on its way to St. Petersburg. It disappeared from the radar screens 23 minutes after it took off. This is according to an advisor to the head of the Federal Air Transport Agency here in Russia. The airline, the airline carrier itself, it's been around here. It was established in 1993, so it's been around for about 20 or so years. The carrier itself, Flight 9268, was the flight number of this aircraft. It's believed to have had a lot of Russian holidaymakers on board returning back to St. Petersburg early this morning. 23 minutes after it took off, it disappeared on its flight path over the Sinai.
Nick, reiterate for viewers who may just be joining us, please, your information about the name of the plane itself and how many passengers you understand that were on board.
224 people total on board. Of those, 217 were passengers. The other 7 were crew members. This was Flight 9268. Kogal Miava is the name of the airline. This is an airline that was established in 1993, so it's quite familiar to many people here. It was en route from Sharm el-Sheikh to St. Petersburg when it disappeared off the radar. After about 23 minutes after taking off, it disappeared as it was flying over the Sinai in Egypt. This was the last moment that it was seen on the radars, and subsequent to that, we understand that there has been a search to find possible sightings of wreckage.
Псакины дети. Недавно Псаки очень точно сказал, почему упал евразийский Боинг. Видели, они замолчали. Они замалчивали. Они поняли, кто там нарушил это все. И замолчали. Но Псаки выдала. И выдала точно причины падения Боинга. Малазийский Боинг, сказал, он упал, потому что был тяжелее воздуха.
Гениально.
Ну, американцы, тем не менее, он действует на весь мир.
July 17, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777 was en route from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. The passenger plane was traveling over the conflict-hit region of Ukraine, controlled by Donetsk People's Republic, at the altitude of about 10,058 meters, when it crashed, killing all 283 passengers and 15 crew members on board. Bodies of the dead victims, passengers and crew members, their belongings and vessel debris were removed from the crash site. As the plane debris and unidentified metal fragments found at the crash zone were studied, it was concluded the explosion must have been caused by a missile. Morphological and chemical examinations of the foreign metal fragments, their size and weight, point at a single source of origin. Some elements have a shape close to double T. Only anti-aircraft guided missile 9M38M1 of anti-aircraft Buk M1 missile complex is known to have such unusual double T-shaped warhead elements with damaging capacity at over 10 kilometers altitude. The conclusion was made based on comparative studies of explosive materials samples, warhead components of the dismantled missile 9M38M1, as well as double T-type elements extracted from the MH17 fragments. The nature of damages allows tracking down the explosion point. The initiation point of 9M38M1 missile armament was approximately 4 meters to the left upper side from the cockpit. It is confirmed by the damages of the affected area of the cockpit and the actual number of missile elements removed from the bodies of the crew members. The bodies of the passengers showed no signs of the missile parts. The examination of the damages to the left wing, engine, fin and the tail section proved they had been caused by the missile and plane parts that moved along the plane body after the explosion. That suggests the relative position of the plane and the missile at the moment of explosion made 20-25 degrees in relation to the longitudinal axis of the plane body, and from 0 to 3 degrees in relation to the horizontal lateral axis of the plane. Thus, the flight trajectory of the anti-aircraft guided missile 9M38M1 was simulated and a presumable launching area tracked. To do this, the following criteria were taken into account: missile specification data, guidance system, its warhead and its blast effect. Besides, a statistical angle was calculated, and a statistical model of missile armament elements dispersion was developed. The results of the missile trajectory simulation showed the launch of anti-aircraft Buk M1 type missile was realized on a head-on course with target range not more than 7-9 kilometers in a radius of 6 kilometers south of Snizhna settlement. Therefore, based on the results of technical research of MH17 Boeing 777 crash, the following conclusions can be made. The damages to the plane fragments do match the damages caused by Buk M1 type missile 9M38M1. The explosion point of the warhead was 4 meters to the left upper side from the cockpit. The Buk M1 type missile 9M38M1 was launched 6 kilometers southwards of Snizhna settlement.